All right, folks, listen, I'm gonna get right into it. Listen, I done made wings all kind of ways, but if you didn't know they was gonna be this simple and look this good, and I don't have to talk about the taste. You guys are gonna come back and let me know. Today we making honey chipotle chicken wings. And guess what, folks? We're gonna do them in the air fryer. Okay, so listen, I try to make it as simple as possible, right? What I do is I pre-measure all of my ingredients, right? I'm not gonna try to over-talk this. I just want you guys to know when you do it that way, it makes sense, right? So I'm gonna show you and give you an example. Now that I have everything, now when I move over to my next step, I took 3 of my spices, my baking powder, you know what I mean, my salt, my pepper. I'll bring this here and I know all this has to go in here, right? So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take it, just dump it in here, right? You're gonna wanna get yourself a whisk. Now because I had done this, you know, prior to when I'm setting up, you know, the film, you know, they kind of dry out, right? So sometimes they lump up. You guys wanna be careful when you, especially when you're using brown sugar, right? So. We do it like that. I got my hot soapy water over here. Now, I'm gonna just grind this a little bit. I like to have that coarse, you know, ground fresh pepper. Super easy, folks. Then when you're done here, you can grind till your heart is content, right? Then I like to take some coarse, this is kosher salt. I just take this and give this a couple of pinches. And I just leave it just like that. You don't wanna use a whole lot of salt, right? So we monitoring that. So if you look right here, you know what I mean? We just get our whisk and we just work this together just like this. And this is what we're gonna go ahead and put on our chicken, right? Now don't forget the full ingredient list is on my website. That's Smokin and Grillin with AB.com and that's WITAB.com, right? You guys go there, find out what you want to eat with the wings, you know, and things of that nature. Now I'm gonna set this right here. I'm gonna grab my big bowl. Right? Now, we got this right here with the chicken in it. I've already washed, cleaned, patted dry, and did everything I could to get it as dry as possible, right? So before we do that, I want to keep one hand clean because this is going to be the hand that I'm going to hit all of my spice, you know, all of my seasoning with. We don't want nothing sticking, right? So I'm going to go ahead and just add a little bit of this extra virgin olive oil. And this is from Branch and Vine, Upland. You guys, I talk about it, rave about it all the time. You want to get yourself some. They make all kind of infused olive oils. No matter if it's, let's see, scallion. Man, they got so many. You know what I mean? I need to print out a list, but I use the scallion, you know what I mean, the rosemary, you know, thyme, all of that right there. That's good. Now, this is what we're gonna do. You see these right here? I'm gonna drop some of these in here like this. Remember my dry hand? Take that. Now I'm just getting ready to come over the top, right? The reason I'm doing this, because I got a lot of wings. So it's best for me to do it a little bit like this, and we still gonna give it all a toss anyway. So I'll just keep adding this until I get all of these completely seasoned. Okay, so as you can see there, no matter which way I put it right here, this is the way you want it to be seasoned, right? So when it's seasoned like this, you know that you're gonna have some great tasting, you know, wings. This is gonna be the base, right? And then by us doing it early, it allows it to get past that skin and get into the flesh of the meat. We're gonna preheat to 400 degrees and get that going, right? So let's go ahead and preheat now. All right, so listen, I've already preheated, right? This part real simple. I just wanna show you this part right here too. Look, I got some spray avocado oil. You know, I'm trying to use this more so than I use the Pam. If you guys can get yourself some of this, you know what I mean, get it. Buy yourself at least 2 cans because it goes kind of quick. So I'm using this as my non-stick, right? Even though that my air fryer, right, is already non-stick. We just spray it, leave it just like that. Okay, so now we preheated, I sprayed, right? So what we want to do is we're going to add a layer, right? So I'm going to go ahead and just lay it this way. Now we're gonna flip these halfway through, right? So I'm gonna start with the top side up. You know, you do it however you want to. I guess it really doesn't matter. You know what I mean? I don't know why I put so much emphasis on that. You know what I mean? Let's just get them in here and then we're just gonna flip them. How's that? And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna set a timer. We're gonna get it all set up, 400 degrees. We're gonna do it for about 25 minutes, right? And look, halfway through, I'm gonna go 13 minutes on one, 12 on the other. All right, so let's get this inside of here and let's go. Okay, so look, this is what I want to show you. You guys see these right here? I done moved past, I got something that's already done right here, right? Now, we gonna flip these over. And when you're doing wings, listen, it's the fat, the natural grease and everything that's inside of there, that's what helps them cook and fry them, right? So what I'm doing now is I'm just turning them over. All right, so listen, my timer just went off. Let's take them out. Let's look at, Look at that right there, folks. I know it ain't right. I'm gonna hold this like this so you guys can see. You can see that color, right? So I'm gonna bring this over here like this. Make sure we don't make no mess. We just drop these in here like that, right? Now, I doubled the recipe. When you guys go there, double the recipe if you're gonna be doing something, because look, now we starting to fill up, right? Now, I done cleaned up, made room to bring my, my burner in, right? So this is what we're gonna do. I'm gonna go ahead, let's go ahead and start with like a medium low, heat, right? So that's the fire that I'm using. Now, what I wanna do is, I'm gonna come with my extra virgin olive oil. This is garlic infused now. I got several of these, so this is garlic infused. So I'm gonna go ahead and just put in, we'll just say a couple tablespoons, right? Okay, so as we bring in that oil, right? We bringing up our olive oil and it's coming up to temp. Remember, it's a low temp, right? Now would be a good time for us to go ahead and take some of this, Chipotle and adobo sauce, right? Because we're gonna go ahead and mince this, right? We wanna get some of them flavor, some of the juices in here with it too. This is what's gonna do it, right? Now, it's up to you how much you guys put in here right here. Some of y'all gonna ask me right off the back, like, hey, is it hot? Nope, it is not. You wanna get yourself a sharp knife, and then we're gonna go to town with it, right? So, I'm looking at that, I don't see any smoke, so we good. Remember, we started out on low anyway. So what I'm doing now is just mincing this down. All right, so once you got everything, diced down like how you would like it, I did really like a fine mince, right? So I can see this, it looked like it's ready to, give me a little bit puff back. So now what I want to do is I want to put my minced garlic in the inside of here, right? So I don't want to stop moving this, right? We just want to, remember, medium low, right? So I'm gonna just keep, stirring, not letting it settle, right? Only about 30 seconds in, then you want to start adding the rest of your ingredients, right? So we're gonna start with our honey. Ooh yeah, look at that. All right. Give you guys a little bit of a heads up that I learned from one of my subscribers. Like several people had told me this too. Also, I wish I had the names. They were telling me that if you measuring out your honey and you spray your bowl with some Pam or something non-stick, it'll help everything just, pull out. Now that we starting to come up, I can start to see some of the bubbles. We coming up on a simmer. I'm gonna go ahead and add my adobo. Oh yeah. Just imagine the flavors, folks. Now I get back in here with my spatula, and we just want to keep working this around. Now what I want to do is bring it up to a simmer, then we're gonna let it simmer for about 3 to 4 minutes, right? All right, so it looked like this is more than just a simmer, but that's just the way it is when you have honey. The honey just kind of like bubbles up and kind of like foams, right? So I look back down at my flame. I've adjusted this down to as low as possible, right? And we're gonna go just, I'm gonna say 4 minutes. Then I'm gonna just turn it off and it'll thicken up. You know what I mean? And then we put that on top, we toss, and then we eat. Trust me, you're gonna wanna try these. Now, we got them there. Listen, we got our sauce. You don't wanna make your sauce, you don't wanna cook it down and render it down so that it's so thick that it won't be able to get over everything, right? So if I take this like this and I pour this, look at this right here. You see that right there? Ooh-wee. Now we might not even have to toss this because we got so much, but I'm gonna go ahead and mix these around anyway. You see that right there? Yes, sir. Now you see, that's it right there. Look, no makeup, no nothing. She raw, she come out looking just like this, right? If you guys like anything that's crispy, sweet, sticky, and it come in a finger food too, like these drumsticks right here and these party wings, you guys let me know in the comment section below, what would you do? Now I'm gonna go ahead and get my napkin early this time. You know what I mean? Because listen, they are sticky. I got gloves on, that's cool. So listen, if you're gonna have these out for your friends, why don't you go ahead and invest in some wet wipes, so that'll help you out. You know what I mean? So everybody don't, how they come to your house and do whatever. Listen, I'm not finna over talk it or nothing like that. We finna take this. You see that right there? Bam. Cheers, y'all. Oh yeah. Hey, these right here is fire. Now, my disclaimer is, I'm doing them in the air fryer. You know what I mean? I know we sprayed a little bit of that avocado oil on there, but don't forget, that's the more healthier oil of the oils, right? So I did that, but we didn't, deep fry them. You guys can deep fry them. You can do them in the oven. When you go to my website, I'm gonna have it on there so you can find whatever means necessary for you to do them. You know what I mean? But it's all about that sauce and flipping them. And if you got an air fryer, let's go ahead and break them out. Knock the dust off of it and let's start cooking. Now, if you're new to my channel, let me take this time to say thank you for watching this video. Don't forget to like, smash that subscribe button, and tell everybody out there, there's a channel out here that's simplifying these recipes and taking the mystery out of cooking. And you know how I do. I'm out. Peace.